Hello guys, welcome to MedEasy. Here we will deal with the medical concepts in a very easy and conceptual way. So today we will begin with the ophthalmology. So let's start. So guys, ophthalmology. We will start with the anatomy of the eye. So eye is situated in orbit. So basically orbit is the space or socket in the skull in which eye is situated, and the volume of each orbit is 30 ml, and volume of each eyeball is 6 ml. The eyeball is suspended in the orbit by the seven attachments, sorry, and out of which six are muscles and one is nerve. Our nerve is optic nerve, and the muscles are four recti muscle and two oblique muscle. Our four recti muscles are superior rectus, inferior rectus, medial rectus, lateral rectus, and our oblique muscles are superior and the inferior oblique. Here is a small diagram for illustration of the orbit. Let me mark some things. Okay guys, as you can see here, the medial wall is parallel to each other. Let me mention medial wall, and the two lateral walls of the orbit are at 90 degree to each other, and eyeball is which is suspended inside orbit via optic nerve and six other attachments. Optic nerve basically divides the orbit into two equal angles. So as we can see, whole of our this is our 90 degree angle, and so this will be our 45 degree angle. This is 45 and this is half, so basically optic nerve passes at the angle of 23 degree. Sorry for the bad handwriting. And optic nerve then goes to brain, and that's how we see. So let's see the structure of eye now. Here you can see the sagittal section of the eye and various parts. I will explain the layers and the parts of the eye in this diagram. So let's see. So actually we have three layers. The outermost layer, our anterior 1/6 of outermost layer is cornea, and posterior 5/6 is sclera, and the junction of the cornea and sclera is our limbus. Okay guys, and then comes our middle layer. Our middle layer consists of iris, and then it's attached to the ciliary body, which consists of the two parts. The anterior part is pars plicata and the posterior part is pars plana, which continues further to the choroid. Choroid is our most vascular part of eye. About 85% of the blood supply of the whole eye is in choroid. And after that we come up with our inner layer, and inner layer is our retina, and its center part is macula, and center of macula is fovea. And we have a crystalline lens here, which is suspended via zonules to our ciliary body, and the part in front of anterior, the part anterior to the lens is our anterior segment, and part of our eye posterior to the lens is our posterior segment, and our anterior segment is further divided into the two parts, that is anterior chamber and posterior chamber. The part in front of the iris, or we can say pupil, is anterior chamber, and the part behind it or posterior to it is our posterior chamber, which consists of a fluid known as aqueous humor. And our posterior segment consists of the vitreous humor, as we all know. So let's go in the detail. So guys, let's go into the detail. Our outermost layer consists of the anterior 1/6 cornea, which is clear and the transparent, and the posterior 5/6 is sclera, which is opaque and white. The junction between two is known as the limbus. The junction between the cornea and the sclera is known as limbus. And the weakest part and the thinnest part of the sclera is posterior to the insertion of the recti muscle. As you can guys see in this diagram here, the weakest part is posterior to the insertion of recti muscles. Okay guys, superior recti, medial, lateral, whatever. Okay, and the middle layer of the eye is known as the uvea, which is also known as the grape. Means uvea is actually meaning of a grape. So our middle layer consists of iris, ciliary body and choroid. Guys, pupil is surrounded by a collar-like structure. As you all can see in the mirror in your eyes, your pupil is surrounded by a collar-like structure which is known as the collarate, and just behind this minor arterial circle lies, and the major arterial circle lies just behind the limbus of your eyes, or we can say at the starting of the ciliary body, which is also known as the root of iris. The injury of iris may lead to the hyphema. Any bleeding in the eye is also known as the hyphema. And the main source of the bleeding in case of hyphema is major arterial circle. As I have told you earlier, our ciliary body has two parts, pars plicata and the pars plana. Anterior half with folds is known as the pars plicata, and the posterior half without the folds is known as the pars plana. Ciliary muscles enclosed by the pars plicata and pars plana. Functions. The functions of ciliary body is production of the aqueous humor and provides accommodation. When we see the near objects, we need accommodation, which is provided by the ciliary muscles. Okay guys, now we come to the choroid, and as I have told you earlier, choroid is the most vascular part of the eye, and it consists of the 85% of blood supply of the eyeball. Now we come to the innermost layer of the eye. Our innermost layer of the eye is the nervous layer of the eye, which is known as the retina, and peripheral retina, also known as the ora serrata. It's just continue with the ciliary body and attached to the junction of the ciliary body and choroid, and pilocarpine can cause retinal detachment because retina is not a single layer. It is made up of the two types of cell, 5 types of neuron and 3 types of neuroglia cells. That's why pilocarpine can cause the retinal detachment. And the center of retina, as I have told you earlier, is known as the macula, and the center of macula is known as the fovea, the most sensitive structure to the light. Optic disc, it's just present close to the fovea and beginning of the optic nerve, and its diameter is 1.5 mm, which is equal to the fovea's diameter, and the distance between the optic disc and the fovea is 3 to 4 mm. So as I've told you earlier, the retina is not a single layer. It's made up of the neuron and the neuroglia. Neuron and neuroglia. Neuroglia are the supporting cells, 5 types of neuron and 3 types of the neuroglia cells. Total 8 types of cells are present. So I'm discussing the 5 types of the neuron. So our 5 types of neuron are photoreceptor, ganglion cell, bipolar cells, amacrine cell and horizontal cells. So guys, our photoreceptor cells are rods and cones in the respect of their shapes. These are the first order neuron. Our bipolar cells, these are the second order neuron, and our ganglion cells are third order neurons. Okay guys, let's see the differences between the rods and the cones. Rods are the peripherally located and cones are the centrally located. You can easily remember this by a mnemonic CC, and it's 120 million in number, it's 6 million in number. rods are of only one type and cones are of three type: R, B, G, red, blue, green, the basic color. And obviously it's colorful because it's day vision, and rods are only night vision, scotopic vision. That's why it's only of one type. It provides peripheral vision as it is peripherally located, and cones responsible for the central vision because it's centrally located. It shows our world black and white because it's of simple type, and cone shows the color vision and it's a daylight vision, and it's a rods show us night vision, which is scotopic vision. You can simply see this structure, distribution of the rods and the cones. As you can see, the rods are mostly peripherally located, and in the center, RBG, you can see the red, blue, green, all types of the cones. So we talked about the cones, so now we will talk about color blindness because it's a related concept. So color blindness occur due to absence of any of the cone. So a person will be said a trichomates, sorry, pronunciation mistake. All three cones are present, that's why it's trichromates. If two cone types are present, then it's called the dichromates. And anyone can absent, maybe red, maybe green, maybe blue. If the red cones are absent, green cones are absent, or blue cones are absent, that subsequent color blindness will happen. For blue color, cones absent, blue color blindness; green cone absent, green color blindness; red cone absent, red color blindness. Or monochromates, the one who have only one cone type. And the most common color blindness is the red green color blindness, 19% red green color blindness. Okay guys,